Okay, so it was a Thursday and I was at work at the American Cancer Society, and I was on schedule to go right from there to my other job at anthropology. So I start to go outside and I see this really nice car. In my mind I was like, ooh, that's a nice car. Then all of a sudden I see Ethan there. And I think I probably froze. It was just a huge surprise shock. I was in awe, very confused. So I go up and I give him a big hug, and my mind had kind of processed what was happening. And I think like the first thing I said was, but my nails aren't done. And he was like, it's okay, they have nail polish, your mom and your sister packed. And he hands me a dress and a bag, a curling iron, makeup, everything that you would need. Take my bag of shoes and hair products and makeup and my dress and walk back inside, still like in shock. So I like went and grabbed a chair and put it in the bathroom and like started doing my hair, and then was like, oh no, I should do my makeup, and I was like, oh wait, I should get dressed. And it was just like a very like, I just wanted to get out there. I went and I saw him, he gave me a big hug again, and we made our way, and it took me a while to realize that it was not just a really nice car, it was a 1960s white Rolls Royce, and it was beautiful. It felt like a royal car when we were on the inside. Finally we pulled up to Templeton Landing. I think I said to him, is this really happening, like 1,000 times? And he'd be like, well, we're just going on a date. Like a song of love that we get inside and we check in. The hostess came back up and escorted us to her table, but she started walking us like away from the dining area, and she opened the doors, and it turns out he had rented out the entire ballroom, and it was beautiful. It had these big panoramic windows overlooking the harbor, and there were candles all over the ballroom lining the floor, and this like beautiful table set for two. He had already ordered our meals and had an appetizer waiting for us, and so we just sat and we talked, and the food was amazing. And I think I called him my boyfriend like about 7 times because I had a feeling I wouldn't be able to call him that for much longer. So after that, he asked if I wanted to go for a little walk. Of course I said yes. So he took me through the doors into this next room, and it was a room lined with candles, like a pathway of candles and tables on either side of the pathway.
Let's start here.
So on each of these tables were clues and riddles that I had to solve that represented big milestones in our relationship. A picture of a car and a snowflake. Ethan, early on when we were talking, got his car stuck in the middle of my lawn at my house and decided the best way to get it unstuck would be to drive it further onto the lawn to see if he could just drive it around the house, but ended up just making a mess out of it. And there was a little karaoke microphone and a slushie card, which was our first date. After a really nice dinner, we went and we karaoke'd, and then we got slushies. Another clue was a little toy truck that had scraped on the side because Ethan had planned this wonderful country-themed date, and he got this really cool lifted truck. But turns out when we were driving it, he had scraped up the entire side of this truck, and he had to give it back and explain what had happened to it. And there was another clue which represented the black and white dance party at the art museum we've gone to the past 2 years. In fact, this past year, Ethan had a little too much fun, and the first song in doesn't move and completely rips open his pants. And we have to go get him a new pair of pants because he ripped his. But yeah, this whole time we're just walking through these memories and just thinking about our relationship, and the last clue was how he had tricked me into going to get my nails done with my sister so he could ask my parents for their permission. And I had no idea at the time, but I got to kind of see that last clue and figure out. And so after I'd finished putting all the clues together, we walked out, and he had completely reserved and rented out the rooftop of this restaurant, and it was just as the sun was setting, overlooking the Buffalo Harbor, stunningly beautiful. And I'm starting to realize, oh my goodness, this is going to happen. Just soaked up every moment of it because I knew it was going to go by way too quickly. He looks at me and he says, I have to ask you something. and he said, "Jillian Willard, will you marry me?" And I start sobbing. And eventually I remembered, oh yeah, time to put the ring on. And he slipped the ring on my finger, and it was just stunning. And we just stood there for a while, just kind of soak in this moment together, knowing that it was gonna be over way too soon. And then at the end of it, once we had kind of soaked everything in and I was officially engaged, he escorted me back down to the ballroom, and our table was reset up but moved over to the side, and there was a high top table right in the center, and on it was our bucket list book. And in that book we have all the things that we've done together. Then I opened the book and it had "Get Engaged," so we got to cross that off. He had a single rose there, and he asked me if I would accept the final rose, and I said yes. And then he played our song in the ballroom and we danced for a while. And right after our song played, booty work came and we danced again. We broke it down to some booty work. And it was so beautiful, and I wish I could relive that night because it was over way faster than I wish it was.